Okay, so I'm gonna play Octane. I
Go here. Stream with me or no?
no, not on PS4. Or Apex, it will like pop it up down below, I'm pretty sure.
There's kids that are alive right now. In your profile. Watch it on my phone then. Walk around the house telling me what to do here. Basically done with that room. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's a little bit delayed, but that's fine. So do Octane. And see how you do with that. And when I play with you, honestly, what I could do is I could just die right off the bat. Actually, this would work better. I would be bringing you in my lobbies though. All the way gonna get better. Okay. So you're Jump Master. Don't just take your teammates wherever. Oh, you're playing ranked right now. Okay. Ranked is a little different. So take them to Growtown. Take them to Growtown. Or go to Estates, but probably Growtown.
I can't even find it.
To your left, it should be. It's by Estates. I think. Is that the right one?
No.
That's someone else. Okay, it's a little bit delayed. Land wherever. See what I can do.
I'm on Estates.
Go to Estates.
I'll tell you if I die, cause then you'll know like what's upcoming, so you can see like if I do something that I should have done better.
Yeah.
I have a double Mozambique.
No, I just watched you pick that up. Okay, so your stream's not that delayed. It's maybe about like maybe 2 to 3 seconds delayed.
I just picked up a RE45.
Yeah, it's a few seconds delayed. 2 to 3 seconds delayed. Meaning, we'll jump into a few normal duo matches instead of doing ranked, so I can see how you play before we get into ranked and tell you what you should fix.
Okay. Yeah, I'm lagging a little
Finding
bit.
your main is the best part. Finding the legend you're good with, playing the legend you're good with, until you dominate. That's what you should be worrying about.
Yeah, I'm lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, you could, after, when I'm done cleaning, you could end the broadcast, so you stop lagging.
Yeah, so then I can play my best with my legends.
Yeah. Bakiro, Kamaboko. Okay. We're done with my room. Just a living room. I don't have to vacuum or anything, I just have to dust. Because tomorrow I'm gonna have to vacuum.
Just go do that really quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I need to make sure.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
Loading into Apex right now.
Ooh, okay, Marvin.
So, what we're gonna do.
Oh, I got purple Marvin.
Nice. What we're gonna
Barrel
do
stabilizer.
in the duos, I'm gonna have you 1v2 the lobby.
Like you'll just like stay behind.
I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
and
dead.
you'll just go and let people kill you.
Yes. I'm gonna honestly, I'll probably just fly off the map, right?
Yeah, and
And
then
you
you'll
land,
watch me.
you grab some loot, and I'm gonna watch you, and I can go through the things like that to help you out. Now, if I need to, I can always ask Ashoff to help me out here, because he's the one that basically taught me, or you could even ask Christian, because they both basically taught me how to play. Which is very nice and considerate of them.
Yep, and my teammates are leaving me.
Use your stems. Get around. Get us up moving. You have your jump pad. You get your, do you have a gold bag or anything?
1 second, I'm in a battle fight.
Oh yeah, I see you. He dropped.
Yep, but I'm battling his teammate that's above him.
Yeah, I see. Nice pad. So with that double jump, you should have jumped to the rock, so you can get a little
Stupid
better.
teammates left me. There's a whole nother team. Are you almost done?
Yeah, I'm getting it done. That sucks, dude.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
Did he just really get knocked? Bro, teammates. Where they're going? What is going on here, bro?
Making contact with enemy. Contact. Making contact with enemy.
Okay. Teammates. Let's see right now. Okay. And your spot is down. Your teammate's legit nothing, dude. That's rough. Okay, so honestly, in the live streams, do stop lagging. And I'm gonna finish up in the living room. And then we'll do some, we'll play some games. Right back, I'm gonna finish up the living room.
Jade.
she discovers some yellow slime-like thing on her belly. Vic and Andy, on the other hand, move to a different cage. He uses organs, a radio, and blood to attract zombies, which makes Andy doubt himself for a bit. After the boys return to the shelter, Lorraine discusses cleaning up Rosie briefly. As Andy plays with his daughter, before putting her in a temporary cradle, his hand starts to twitch. Seeing himself in this terrible condition, and knowing that Rosie is in safe hands, Andy heads outside the shelter to a lonely place and tries to kill himself. But before he is able to do so, Lorraine confronts him and explains that she is not Vic's wife, and that Vic rescued himself by allowing her husband and other gas plant workers to die. As they are conversing, Vic appears out of nowhere and uses the butt of his rifle to knock Andy out. When Andy wakes up, he finds himself in the same cage as Thumi. Andy then asks Thumi to help him to get out of the cage. He devises a strategy in which he connects raw guts to a rope, attracting a swarm of zombies. When the zombies begin to tug on the rope, the door opens, allowing the two to flee. They safely return to the shelter and persuade Lorraine to come along with them. As they try to escape, Vic emerges and starts shooting at them. Lorraine shows herself and attempts to stop him, but it's too late, as Vic accidentally shoots her dead. Andy follows Thumi to the cage he saw before, but the man inside has vanished. They manage to avoid Vic's pursuit and spend the night in a tiny gorge. After freeing each other's chains, they sleep freely. Later at night, Thumi wakes up to heavy breathing and hides with Rosie as Andy rubs his face against blood on the wall. The next morning, Andy and Thumi have a talk regarding her father's well-being. After Andy points out that her father may never get well, Thumi storms away in anger. Just then, Thumi discovers her father straddling on the tree, dead. Andy arrives to console Thumi, but fails and swiftly departs. Soon he has another nervous breakdown after he finds out that he has very little time left before he completely transforms into a zombie. After some time, he attempts to bury his head in the earth, like other zombies. Thumi stands by the tree, heartbroken, but hears Rosie's cry and rushes to her aid. When Andy wakes up, he is surprised by Thumi, who has chosen to assist him in reaching the river. In the next scene, they travel by. Andy finally meets the father.
Are y'all
Finds
done?
out that he has been infected from a zombie attack. For the second
What'd you say?
Ready to play?
Are y'all
I'm
done?
done.
Okay. I'm gonna end my